So, I'm a Leo. So, you asked me what is my opinion on Taurus women. So, surprisingly, I've never, ever been with a Taurus before. Like, I've never been on a date with a Taurus woman. I have never had a Taurus friend. I don't really come across many Taurus. I don't have any Taurus in my family. The only time I ever come across Taurus women is like at the workplace. And even that's pretty rare. If anything, I've come across more Taurus men than the women. Um, so I usually freestyle these videos when somebody asks me my opinion on a video. I just freestyle it based off my experiences, you know? Now, I'm just going to base it off the Taurus that I've come across. I have had conversations with Taurus women through social media and at work. And for the most part, Taurus women are usually, in my experience, very down-to-earth people. They seem pretty chill, very easygoing, very easy to talk to. And I would say that Taurus, in my opinion, they seem to take a long time to open up compared to most zodiac signs, you know? Now, that could be a good thing, and that could be a bad thing, because it could be a good thing because that just means that a Taurus is, when you get to know a Taurus woman, and if they're not opening up to you, but they're asking you a lot of questions about yourself, it doesn't mean that they don't want to open up about themselves or that they don't care to open up about themselves. It just means that they want to make you feel as comfortable as possible with them, before they kind of like force themselves on you. A Taurus woman doesn't want to force themselves on a person. They want to feel like, okay, let me make this person feel as comfortable as I can, you know, and they're pretty good listeners. They're very understanding people. They just want to, you know, make you feel as comfortable as possible before they kind of dish their whatever they got going on in life or whatever they've been through onto somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like, the more they trust you, the more they start to open up. So you have to give a Taurus some time, because they're not the type of people that open up right away. But once they do trust you and once they do open up, I will say a Taurus woman, you'll have a friend for life, you know, unless you do them wrong. I mean, it's a different story. I have a Taurus Mars, even though I'm a Leo, and I can be very, a lot of people usually tell me I come across like a Scorpio, but then I have moments where people say I come across like a Taurus, and that's because of my Taurus Mars. So, but I have Scorpio placements as well. Anyway, I feel like I've gotten along with Taurus women I've come across, but I've also bumped heads with a few Taurus women because of how bullheaded they can be, which means that they're very grounded, and when they feel like they're right about something, you can't do anything to change their mind. Or like a Taurus, if they have something set in stone, like if they feel a certain way about something, or they don't like something, or they don't want to do something, you cannot get them to budge. Like a Taurus is not going to budge. Once they make their mind up, that's it. You know what I mean? You could beg, you could cry, you could, you know what I mean, do whatever you can do. You could ask them a million times, and if a Taurus sets their mind to something, they're not going to change it. So good luck trying to get a Taurus to change their mind. Um, Another thing I noticed about Subtaurus, like I said, they're very sweet. They're good listeners. Very down to earth people, very understanding. But then you have the Taurus, and this is just my opinion. I feel like May Taurus are a lot worse than April Taurus, for example. So I feel like April Taurus, in my opinion, are a lot nicer, a little bit more down to earth, a lot sweeter, more patient. And I feel like May Taurus are like the complete opposite. Now that could all depend on like their other placements. You know what I mean? The other placements like the moon sign, rising sign, Venus and Mars could all dictate how they react to things, and it could all change their personality depending on the other placements. But for the most part, in my opinion, May Taurus, they seem to be a lot more temperamental. And most Taurus, I mean, they do have a temper. I mean, they are the bull for a reason. But I still will say a May Taurus is a lot more temperamental. They have a short fuse. They come across more narcissistic. I'm not saying they're all like that, but a Taurus is known for having a hard time admitting when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? So if a Taurus really care about you, they'll apologize. They will. But let me tell you something. A Taurus really has to care about you to apologize, because that ain't something that they do. They feel that they are right, and you just waste your time trying to get them to understand your point of view, or trying to get them. You'll be, you know what I mean, going crazy try to get a Taurus to change their mind or understand your point of view, because once having an argument with them is just, I'm telling you, it's going to drive you insane, because they just have a one-track mind and they feel like it's their way or the highway, and that's just how they are. You know what I mean? At least for the most part. But like I said, if you have a Taurus in your quarter, I've never been with a Taurus. I would like to know how y'all Taurus feel about Leos. Let me know in the comments if you're in a relationship with a Leo, or if you ever dated a Leo. If it was a good experience, bad experience, whatever you feel, just write it in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions. But for the most part, if a Taurus cares about you, they'll go out of their way to give you the shirts off their back. You know what I mean? They'll spend their last dollar on you. They'll go out of their way to please you and make you happy if they're in a relationship. But you do a Taurus wrong, I'm telling you, they love to get revenge. Don't do it. Don't even waste your time. I'm giving you the best advice I could give. And I've never been with a Taurus, but I have a Taurus Mars, and I'm very vengeful. I love to get revenge. So just treat them good. Be patient with them. Eventually they'll open up. They're very understanding people. But if you do them wrong, it's like a switch comes on, and they could be really cold-hearted. They could cut you off easily in a blink of an eye, like you didn't mean nothing to them. So yeah, that's my opinion on Taurus. Like I said, I don't really know many Taurus, so I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like them. But at the same time, I do think that Taurus, the ones I've come across, some of them do come across narcissistic, and they have their my way or the highway mindset, and Leos are the same way. So we could bump heads, Leos and Taurus, for that reason, because Leos are very dominant, and Taurus may not like that. So yeah, that's my opinion. So let me know what y'all think.